What if your energy wasn't just being drained by life, but deliberately stealing from you by people and patterns you don't even notice? Most people walk around exhausted, anxious, and disconnected, but never stop to ask why. They think it's just stress or bad luck. But beneath it all, something deeper is happening. Your life force is being siphoned every day through invisible threads, emotional manipulation, reactive loops, and spiritual masks. In this video, we're going to unravel that hidden system layer by layer. You'll discover how to pull your energy back, reclaim your power, and finally protect your soul from being used as fuel for someone else's survival. Because once you learn the art of conscious withdrawal, you become untouchable. There's a sacred strength in withdrawing your energy. When people take your presence for granted, it's because your light is always on, always available. But imagine your energy like gold. If everyone has unlimited access to it, they forget its value. Pulling back isn't punishment. It's a powerful reminder that your spirit isn't free to exploit. Most people confuse silence with weakness, but the wise know it's protection. When you stop explaining, defending, or constantly showing up, you reclaim lost pieces of your power. You're not being cold. You're letting the noise fade so the truth can echo. This is how you begin to protect your energy from being stealing without your awareness. Use this quiet strength like a spiritual martial art. Responsive, not reactive. The moment you stop overextending for others' comfort, you break invisible contracts. You start remembering how much of your vitality has been drained simply by being available. Silence, when rooted in awareness, becomes your first line of energetic defense. Most people are unknowingly acting from emotional scripts written in childhood. They become the fixer, the pleaser, the protector, roles programmed to earn love and avoid rejection. Over time, these roles begin stealing their authentic self as they trade truth for acceptance, and that's how energy starts to bleed out quietly. You might notice how certain people expect you to behave a certain way and get upset when you don't. That's not love, it's conditioning. You're not here to be a character in someone else's survival story. Every time you perform a role, instead of being real, you lose a piece of your soul's voice. To protect your energy, you must become aware of the scripts running your relationships. Ask, am I doing this out of love or out of fear of disconnection? True love sees you, not just your usefulness. Rewriting these patterns is painful at first, but it's the price of reclaiming your spirit. There's a kind of silence that screams, not with anger, but with sovereignty. When someone tries to provoke you and you choose stillness over reaction, you disrupt the game they're trying to play. This silence doesn't come from fear. It comes from deep, spiritual protection of your energy. Some people poke you just to feed off the reaction. They want your fire, your tears, your attention. It's their fuel. But when you stop reacting, they're left with their own emptiness. This isn't passive, it's powerful. It shows you're no longer willing to be emotionally manipulated or drained. Start treating your silence like sacred armor. Use it to guard your peace when others try to steal your life force through conflict, guilt, or chaos. Not every battle is worth your voice. The more you listen and observe, the clearer the patterns become, and the easier it gets to protect your inner world. Every conversation is a transaction. Every emotion you give away is a form of payment. When you're constantly investing your energy into chaos, drama, or others' healing while neglecting your own, your spiritual account goes into overdraft. That's how your life force is slowly being stealing, bit by bit. You must begin seeing your energy like sacred currency. Would you hand over your life savings to someone who wastes it? Then why give your presence to people who drain you with every interaction? Emotional generosity without discernment leads to burnout, not enlightenment. To protect your energy, start budgeting your attention like gold. Say no more often. Set energetic boundaries before your body sets them through exhaustion or illness. You don't owe everyone access to your soul just because they ask for it. Protecting your peace is not selfish, it's survival. Everyone wears a mask. Jung called it the persona, the version of you designed to be liked, accepted, and safe. But here's the trap. The more you identify with that mask, the more you forget the self underneath. And that's how your energy gets stealing, by performing instead of being. You start saying yes when you mean no. You smile when your spirit aches. You become whoever others need you to be. But behind that polished mask hides the shadow, your unmet needs, repressed truths, raw emotions. The longer you suppress them, the more you fracture your soul's integrity. Silence is the door to wholeness. When you stop performing, you begin hearing your real voice again. To protect your energy, you must reclaim what the persona hid, your truth. That includes the messy, the angry, the vulnerable. Only then can your life become real and powerful from the inside out. There's a vast difference between reacting and responding. Reactivity is fast, unconscious, like a puppet tugged by invisible strings of old wounds. But when you pause, breathe, and respond from a grounded place, you shift into sovereignty. That's how you begin to protect your energy from being stealing by emotional triggers. Every time you lash out or defend impulsively, ask yourself, whose voice is this, mine or a memory? Most reactivity isn't about now. It's about unresolved past pain playing itself out again. The key is not suppression, but awareness. Once you see the pattern, you don't have to repeat it. Becoming sovereign means choosing stillness when your body screams for war. It means recognizing manipulation not with rage, but with clarity. When you operate from presence, your energy becomes magnetic, not leaking. You're no longer a storm, you're the calm eye within it. When others interact with you, they often aren't seeing you. They're seeing a version of you that serves their narrative. This projection becomes a prison. You start behaving according to their expectations, and over time, your true self becomes invisible even to you. That's how your energy gets stealing without you noticing. Manipulators thrive when you accept the mask they hand you. They shape you into what they want, the rescuer, the soft one, the one who never says no. But none of these are you. When you finally pause and step back, you realize how far you've drifted from your center. To protect your energy, you must stop feeding these false images. Let them crumble. Let others be uncomfortable with your truth. When you remove the costume, you begin to see who you are beneath it all, untouched, unbent, and spiritually whole. Lucid silence is not just the absence of words, it's the presence of deep awareness. It's when you sit in stillness and feel everything that was hidden beneath your reactions. In that space, illusions unravel. You begin to see who's been stealing your energy, not through force, but through subtle, emotional games. When you don't rush to fill the silence, you give space for the truth to rise. You notice the guilt trips, the shifting tones, the patterns that once went unnoticed. This isn't detachment. It's refined perception. Silence, held with intention, is a tool of the emotionally mature and spiritually awake. To protect your energy, start practicing this kind of silence. Don't always reply, don't always explain, just observe. Sit with the discomfort long enough, and you'll find it starts revealing the blueprint of every energetic exchange. That's when you stop surviving and start mastering your emotional field. Sometimes the only way to hear your soul again is to get quiet, radically quiet. Sacred isolation isn't loneliness, it's liberation. It's stepping away from the noise of expectations, judgments, and roles that have been stealing your energy for years. It's where rebirth begins. When you isolate with intention, you begin to detox from performance. The need to explain, prove, fix, all of it fades. In that silence, something stirs. You remember the essence of who you were before the world told you who to be. You begin meeting your soul again, as if for the first time. To protect your energy, take time to retreat, not as escape, but as healing. Turn down the volume of the outer world so the inner voice can finally speak. This is where your next chapter begins. Not with noise, but with clarity born from sacred stillness. Awareness is the doorway, but action is the walk through it. You can know who's stealing your energy, see the patterns, feel the wounds, but if you don't shift your behavior, nothing changes. Transformation isn't just mental, it's embodied. It lives in the choices you make every day. Pulling back your energy means saying no without guilt. It means walking away from draining conversations, closing energetic loops, and reclaiming your time. Protecting yourself spiritually isn't about hiding. It's about moving with wisdom and integrity. That's what real growth looks like. Practice emotional discipline like sacred training. Catch the impulse before it spills. Choose stillness instead of proving your point. Rest instead of rescuing. Each action becomes a brick in the foundation of a stronger, clearer, more sovereign you. This is how you truly begin to protect your energy. You don't need to fix everyone. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to pour energy into people and situations that only leave you empty. Your life force is sacred, and from this day forward, it's yours to protect. Start small. Practice silence where you used to over-explain. Say no where you used to say yes out of guilt. Take space, not as avoidance, but as a spiritual realignment. This is how transformation becomes real, not in thought, but in action. What part of your energy have you been giving away without noticing? And what would your life look like if you took it all back, piece by piece? If this spoke to your soul, subscribe and turn on notifications. You'll find more truths like this every week because your awakening deserves guidance, not noise.